Welcome to the History Lord. You join me here today and I'm actually in the gardens of St Olaf's in the City of London. But a few months ago, back in the end of August, James and myself made a number of videos in the Mayfair and Berkeley Square area. One of those videos was all about the birthplace of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Well, just a few weeks later, on the 8th of September this year, the Queen sadly passed away at the grand old age of 96. We still have the footage and we thought we'd show it to you, but instead of just using it as normal, we thought we'd do this little intro for you, just say it's our little tribute to Her Majesty the Queen. We hope you enjoy it. Welcome to London. Welcome to the History Lord. You join us here and we're in Bruton Street, just by Berkeley Square, and we're looking at a house that no longer exists, but there's two plaques here to tell us what it was. And this is a story of the birthplace of Her Majesty the Queen. When Elizabeth was born in April of 1926, she was not born to be Queen. At this point, as a daughter of the King's younger son, she was not expected to be anywhere near the throne. Sadly, the Queen's first home no longer stands, and there are published claims that it was a casualty of an air raid during the Second World War. But there are in fact lots of documents in the British Library and other archives to show that this is actually incorrect. The 18th century townhouse was actually gone long before the war even started. Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary was born at 2:40 a.m. on April the 21st, 1926, and she was the first child of the Duke and Duchess of York. I think it's important to mention at this stage that even at the time of the princess's birth, she was third in line to succeed the throne of Great Britain, after the Prince of Wales and her father, the Duke of York, and the dramatic turn in circumstances happened when Edward VIII abdicated 10 years later in 1936. This resulted in her father becoming King George VI, and therefore she was heir presumptive to the crown. Another interesting fact is that Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, she set out from the number 17 Bruton Street, which was her family home, to marry the Duke of York on the 26th of April 1923. I'm sure if I ask James nicely, he can find a nice image of Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon leaving on that lovely day. In fact, I think the Times newspaper at the time said that her wedding dress was the simplest ever made for a royal wedding. The former birthplace of Queen Elizabeth II is now a high-quality restaurant. There is a plaque recording the birth of Her Majesty the Queen that was sited by the City of Westminster in 2012, which is a Diamond Jubilee, and it reads, "On the site at 17 Bruton Street stood the townhouse of the Earl of Strathmore and Kinghome, where Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor, later to become Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, was born on the 21st of April 1926. It actually joins an earlier plaque which was placed on the site in 1977, the year of the Queen's Silver Jubilee.